Hey kiddos, it's Jason, your friendly neighborhood sitter, and I want to talk to you today about Anchor by Spotify. Anchor is an all in one podcasting app that lets you edit and record your podcast right from your phone or computer, and then host it on your favorite podcast catching website. And the best part of all, it is absolutely free. Anchor is what we use to host Even Footing Games Presents Babies and Broadswords. And even though I've had to record this ad 15 times, what you're going to hear is the best version we have, thanks to Anchor. So download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today. It is so easy, a baby could do it. Hey everyone, welcome to a special episode of Even Footing Games Presents Babies and Broadswords. I am
Babies and Broadswords.
Babies and Broadswords?
Babies and Broadswords.
Isn't that
Babies
old
and
news?
Broadswords.
Haven't we been done with that?
This is the last thing we're never going to talk about Babies and Broadswords again.
Oh, finally.
Until
Next
time we
until the next time we talk about
again.
Babies and Broadswords. But this is the official end of season 1, and we thought it might be fun to answer some questions from the audience, from the folks on Discord, from ourselves under fake names. So,
Edit
Aaryn,
that out.
Shh, not that part out loud, Jason.
you've got a list of questions?
I do.
Well, let's get right into it, shall we?
Okay, sure thing. So this was the absolute first question sent in to us by Sherry Shunter. And Sherry
Sounds
would
like a
like
real
to
name.
know. Sherry would like to know what happened to Blackjack, Jason.
Blackjack was the cat, the singing, dancing cat who
Who was that played by?
It was played by Carrie Hunter.
By Carrie Hunter.
Oh, right.
And who was in the question? Sherry.
Sherry Shunter. Completely
Ah.
different person.
Totally different person. Blackjack was well loved by the animatronic children. She ended up becoming not only the most loved cat in the underground, but one of the most acclaimed community theater directors that the city had ever known. You know, once she
Wow.
rediscovered her love of the theater and was able to do some real avant-garde stuff.
No more Broadway classics for her.
No. She really extended out. Did a lot of sort of Brechtian German expressionism that played real well with the animatronic children who were her crew and actors.
Speaking of Germans, I'm going to skip around a little bit because this was literally sent to us by more than one person. So everyone wants to know, and this is obviously much to Lee's chagrin, but will you be bringing back Jermaine the German?
Jermaine the German? Yeah.
Yeah.
But hello everyone. I think I already know who I'm going to be playing in season 2 of Even Footing Games presents Advanced Babies and Broadswords. I've pretty much already made up my mind on that one. So yes, I think Jermaine the German will be back.
Well,
Hello. I can't wait to play with everyone again.
Okay, so this one, we've done a lot for Jason. And so this one is for everybody else but Jason.
Fair.
Gina, who's one of our patrons, thank you, Gina,
Thank you, Gina.
asks,
thank you.
what aspect of yourself is the most similar to your real personality, of your character was most similar to your real personality, and what was the most different? Who wants to start us off?
I'll go ahead and start us off. Jocko is a baby version of a D&D character that I've been playing through 4 separate stories, and he's now 10th level. I actually played him right before we started this recording, and his name is Jocko. So Ignatius is just a little Jocko, and both of the characters are really just me. I mean, there's not a lot of difference there. Troublemakers, goofball, like to sing, like to be the one handing out the jokes, wanting to to play tricks on everyone.
Wants to be a
likes
Southern
laugh.
gentleman.
He's got a million stupid voices, and he's got a million stupid costumes. So it's not very different, except for I have to wear pants. And kids, he doesn't wear pants because he's a cartoon cat, and he wears his coat, so he doesn't wear pants because of that. So not everyone should go without pants.
Not everyone.
That's just a side note.
Jimmy is trying to be a part of our society.
We live in a society.
I am. Mm-hmm. And I wear my pants. I wish I didn't have to, like Jocko and Ignatius, but, things are different for us.
Things you do in the privacy of your own home.
I'm not wearing pants now.
It's very late at night when we're recording this, and so no judgment. Everybody's tired and wants to go to bed. Hey, Jack, what about Thwompkins? What's the most like you? What's the most not like you about Thwompkins?
Well, I do like to go around and saying, "Hi, I'm Jack." No, with Thwompkins, it's fun because I usually am very much I try to be a person that tries to listen to people and tries to understand people and reason with people, and I'm not very big on confrontation much. So just the whole hugging and the fact that Thwompkins just wants to be friends with everybody is kind of a more juvenile version of kind of how I want to go about doing things socially, how I wish maybe more I could. And I guess the thing that's least unlike Thwompkins, I mean, I don't turn into stone during timeouts.
No, he just cries uncontrollably during
timeouts. Why did you bring that up, Jimmy? I told you not to bring that up.
Be cool.
I'm really not sure what would be the least likely thing for Thwompkins. I guess if anything, I'm a lot more cynical. Thwompkins doesn't have a cynical bone in his little body.
What about you, Lee and Daybella?
I definitely think that the thing that I brought to Daybella would be more like her teamwork, I guess, and her wanting to get along and meet new people and stuff like that. I didn't really make her very much like me because I usually with role-playing games, I don't like to play people that are that much like me because that's kind of boring. I have to be me every day. But I did. That. Yeah, I did do that, and I do tend to fall into some general stereotypes for myself of wanting to learn stories and listen to different things that people have to say, and wanting to learn everyone's background. So I would say those things are definitely most like myself. Things that are different, I don't really steal that much in real life anymore. So
oh yeah, I don't steal either.
Oh, someone was one of those teenagers, huh?
Oh, so the fungal infection in your ear cleared up?
Yes, yeah, that's all gone. I don't have any fungus in my head, but on a much
you
more.
You do still have the red balloon, right?
I do, in the corner. I didn't forget about it. Definitely.
Never pops.
But yeah, she's got grabby fingers, and I don't really steal, so that one, I guess. She's greedy.
I think that I'm kind of the opinion that you were always playing with aspects of yourself when you were playing with characters. And I think that for Henry, I kind of just gave him no filter. He was just kind of like a greedy kid. I don't think he was really bad or anything. He just wanted what he wanted. And so I think that I was trying to play a child. And
nailed it.
Yeah, I was just trying to play a kid that wasn't maybe as I would definitely have been a child who was more in tune with other people's feelings and more empathetic. But I think that we all have that side of that if you could get your way, that's how you would do it. And I think that Henry just kind of falls into that.
He did.
And like he just doesn't think twice about it. He wants the cookies, he's gonna grab the cookies.
And Henry actually rubbed off on my character a little bit on Ignatius because Henry was my best friend. So I tried to pick things to emulate, and that was the best stuff. Like, oh, I'm going to get what I want, especially once, not to talk about a sore spot, but once the sister goes away, then that comes out of me because of Henry, because Henry became my best friend. And it was cool to have that character development.
I think also that Henry was trying to be like Ignatius, which is why he started calling himself Majestic and like just trying to be cooler than he ever, like, because he wasn't. But he really wanted Ignatius to think he was cool.
Oh, Ignatius knows that Henry is cool.
This question was sent in by Teresa, and
thank you, Teresa.
I'm gonna put it. No, the Teresa for real. Like this was an actual question.
Thank you, Teresa.
Well, thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Teresa.
The double thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, real
I'm
Teresa.
going to give this one to Jack, and that is, when can I buy a T-shirt?
Fun thing. I have been setting up a Redbubble site with a bunch of merch and a bunch of art from the book and art that myself and Allie have done. As of this recording, I've been in the middle of making it, and I know already a couple shirts have been up. First one put up because I had a little selfish moment. It was It was a Thwompkin shirt, of course, with do you need a hug? I had to. There is a nice Poop Monster shirt that says be careful where you sit. And also the Even Footy Games logo. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's not made of poop. Let's be clear.
But I do put,
to stop pooping on him.
We're definitely putting up one for, each one of the babies and then some.
Very nice. Okay, so this one is from Alex, who is a patron. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alex.
Alex wants to know, how does our team handle creative differences of opinion?
Cage match.
Who wants to take that?
One opinion leaves.
All opinions enter. One opinion leaves.
Pretty much.
The Thunderdome.
Yeah, Discord is our Thunderdome.
We call it the Thunderdome.
To be quite honest, we vote on a lot of things.
Yeah.
I mean, anything that is like we talk things out, but if anything gets contentious, we just put it to a vote. And there are enough of us that usually we can determine a winning side, I guess.
Sometimes Jason goes up to the highest hill with a torch and starts yelling. He's like, I am the loudest. My voice will be heard.
I have the high ground.
All ideas are mine.
Yep. Sometimes I'll just... I definitely have more leeway as far as Babies and Broadswords is concerned to just kind of do stuff and say that's law now. But I think we all try
to Jason. It's easy.
I think we do all try to be equitable. Yeah, just do what I say.
Yeah.
I think we do try to be very equitable with our ideas, and very very rarely does the person not go along with the consensus. We trust in each other to know that if the majority of the group says, it's a good idea or not a good idea, then they're probably right.
I mean, we're all pretty good at understanding the fact that we're all coming at things with different viewpoints and different perspectives. And just as long as we can articulate our viewpoints and perspectives and understand that, it's pretty easy to reach a consensus. Just as long as no one's like, this needs more cowbell. And of course, we're all going to agree that it needs more cowbell.
Yes, of course it needs more cowbell.
But, there might be someone who's like, I don't like cowbell.
Last time I checked, there wasn't that much cowbell in our book. I'm gonna play the heck out of it.
Yeah. Be doing myself
I need more cowbell.
Everybody else a disservice.
Hot take.
Nah, but the general concept is like, if someone has a problem with cowbell, we put in cowbell, but then we ask that person, hey, what's up? Is it something we can work with? Something, we need to understand? And we go with it.
Honestly, I don't think we've run into that many creative differences.
Not really.
No, I don't.
It's pretty
think
difficult
so.
when it comes to like babies. It's all pretty fun and silly. So
it was always when no killing babies. That was easy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
we all
when we get to something, it's like that's obvious.
I do remember pretty early on in writing the book, I said to Jason that we needed to get rid of a line from the book, and I knew it was going to break his heart, and it broke my heart a little bit too. But in the book, it said that the super pokey stick was good for poking dead bodies, and I made him take it out.
I think that was good.
It was a quality line, I'm going to be honest. But, we were going for, all ages, and I didn't think that was super appropriate.
Little kids see dead things.
You've obviously never been a kid or around a kid with either a dead thing or a stick before, because that's what you do.
I definitely was not a kid
things.
with a stick poking dead things.
Yeah,
you pick it up with a stick.
I think it also helps that we have pretty defined roles.
Yeah, I'm not going to fight with Jack over art.
No.
I mean, you can. Yeah, I still have to listen.
Fisticuffs! I don't like your tweed, sir.
Jack, I'm sorry. Your brushwork in this is terrible, and mine would be so much better.
Table flip.
Your shadow preferences are terrible. I don't know any of these words that I'm saying.
You're
It's real enough that my heart's breaking.
You're great.
You just hit him in a sweet spot with that one.
Yeah. All right. You got some more questions?
Yeah, I do.
Deal or made up? Yeah.
Both.
Nice.
Pinky Finkelstein wants to know, where did Estevam get to?
Pinky Finkelstein?
Estevan is a real name.
Yeah.
Rocky, of course, did have to leave to focus on a different project because he didn't have time, and we all have, regular lives that sometimes don't have enough time for the extras, and we understand that. But Pinky wants to know, where did Estevam go? What's he doing?
I think Estevam is back in Rusty Rails, and he's probably contentedly sucking on bloody rags from the tailor's shop.
Beautiful,
and just
from the rail
beautiful mane.
Yeah.
Did he start a blood bank?
Yeah, he started a blood bank in Rusty Rails, and
blood drive.
And
it's for medicinal uses.
He and Doug
knew there was something shady about Doug.
Get all the necessary body parts to the necessary places in the underground.
That sounds quite useful.
Doug, I knew Doug was dark. I knew
very
it.
useful.
He's helping with medical needs. I don't know why you guys don't like Doug. I love Doug.
I love Doug.
Oh.
I absolutely love Doug.
Okay, so this question is from Aaryn, because I want to know. So was Cindy with an I always supposed to be a secret scammier, or did that change when Invisible Grandpa became our big bad?
Yeah, that changed. That changed actually, maybe a couple episodes before the end of the season. I needed a twist. I needed something big. And I realized, I kind of forgot about Cindy altogether. So yeah, it was just, it just kind of came to make her the last scammier. And I think it was a good twist. I felt like it worked.
I thought it was great.
I think it coalesced nicely. But yeah, it was definitely born out of Invisible Grandpa becoming the big bad. Absolutely. Yeah.
And the last question was from Katie. Thank you, Katie, for your question.
Thank you, Katie.
Thank you, Katie.
Right.
Katie.
How did everyone feel about being in a long-term campaign without leveling up?
Ooh.
Did you feel
Interesting.
frustrated?
I like
or,
that question.
Good question.
Yeah. I will say, if I start, I'm going to say that
Reverse order.
because of the stuff that we are constantly getting and that it always is changing, it always feels fresh to me. Like I'm always trying to think of new ways to use the stuff, the cookies, the underwear, the, whatever we happen to have. It always seems like I'm doing things differently. So, and I don't even feel like I was using my 3 abilities that much when you make use of your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I did not feel hampered by not leveling up.
Yeah, I didn't either. There's a lot of RPGs where you don't level up that are more, they're less about, killing things or, so it was just more of the same. There's a lot of older games, especially like back in the 80s and 90s that we played that weren't level up systems. And this is actually more dynamic than those games ever were back then. So, and if you have a good storyteller and a good cast and you're just role playing, I mean, the stats are there to facilitate when there's a question and we just get to keep role playing. And that was the fun of it. So I didn't miss leveling up or anything like that at all.
My favorite systems nowadays are pretty much narrative heavy, where leveling up is almost not a thing or very minuscule, where it more just gives you more narrative options rather than like gameplay options. So yeah, it was definitely not a problem for me. I very much enjoy it rather than being like, hey, my character magically suddenly knows this thing. Now it's awkward sometimes to be like, hey, where did my character just learn that spell from? Where did my character just learn that thing? Why did my character suddenly be proficient in this one thing? Nope, everything happened organically. We got the knacks when we got narrative sense to make the knacks, the perks, it all made sense just when it happened. And that was great. And, Jason did an amazing job of making it feel like we got things when we should, when it made sense to.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, we did level up as much as babies do in Babies and Broadswords. We did get different knacks when we did get different abilities. And yes, like Aaryn said, the items that we have are different ways of doing things. When you're in a narrative system like this, it makes more sense to use those items in a narrative sense instead of just getting new abilities and stuff like that through a traditional level. So I don't punch any better all of a sudden. I just know how to use this gas lamp somehow now. So.
Poor lamp. That's the biggest casualty in the whole campaign.
That was sad when that lamp went.
She worked so hard. I felt like there was so much lead up to that lamp. It took so long for you to assemble, and then it was gone.
It broke immediately, and then I lost it later.
And on the floor,
he handed it to the Thwompkins, and Thwompkins did not destroy it.
Yes.
Yeah. It's still in there. It's still in the floorboards.
That's right.
My telltale lamp.
You can go back and dig up the floor on the 3rd floor and find the lamp.
You can hear the flint clicking over and over.
And there was a mysterious fire one day at Lady Cassidy's. No one knows where it started, except for maybe around the 3rd floor. No one knows the cause.
Certainly not the first mysterious fire at Lady Cassidy's, and it won't be the last.
Back to you, Jim.
Oh, yeah, fire.
I think on the back of the book, on the back of the book, it does say that we are giving our inner children permission to burn it down. So, we had to live up to some of that, even if it took us till the last episode to bring out the broadsword and whatnot. Got to live up to those promises.
That's what it's there for.
Excalibur!
I remember when I came on the team, because I came on the team kind of late, I was like, so where's the broadswords? Little did I know that I would be getting one.
It's a metaphor, okay? For sharp, pointy things that kids shouldn't have.
And good alliteration.
And alliteration.
Mostly alliteration.
Mostly the alliteration.
I'm just illiterate.
I don't even think there was a sword until Jack was like, "Where's the sword, though? Really,
where's the sword?" Yeah, it was like,
seriously.
Well, that's because I wanted to draw. I wanted to draw a sword for babies. I wanted to draw a sword for babies. That was it. That was the pure thing. Like,
And
I didn't care if it was
I knew you
did.
had to get the sword.
I didn't care if it was like a Fisher Price sword or a wooden sword. I didn't care. I just wanted to draw a sword for babies. I didn't care if it was made out of like a bunch of cobbled up, melted together rubber duckies.
I mean, that's not a bad idea. You know, Jack, you can just draw stuff whenever you want. You don't have to
You
wait
are
for
an
one of
artist.
us
You can just do that.
to tell you.
Yeah,
that,
but
you know.
but I get praise from you guys when it's something
okay.
babies related.
All right.
I'll praise your
I get a
projects if you post
I get-
them.
Yeah,
I
you
get the
just
pat
post
on the
them in
head and a
Discord
cookie.
and just be like, praise me.
Praise me,
Praise me.
witness me.
God, that's one of my favorite quotes ever from an anime. Just a character being like, I feel like being praised today.
Sounds like anime.
So guys, those are the questions I have before
Those were
we...
some fantastic questions.
I mean, I got a question for Jason.
Sure, Jack. Let's hear your question for Jason.
What was the storyline before I completely derailed it? What was the finale going to be working up towards?
The original finale was that you guys were all going to be fighting your way back to home base, back to the orphanage where you could get the super cooties medication, and the nose miners were going to be originally going to be a rival gang that was trying to take over the orphanage. So they were going to have a much bigger storyline. So in the end, it was going to be kind of your gang versus their gang for control of the orphanage. And the plan was that regardless of who won that fight, Lady Chastity's ghost was going to come and kind of wreak havoc on whatever was left. So it was going to be
A two-parter.
a Deus Ex Machina in the worst way at the end. You know, you're standing in the rubble, and then this ghost comes out of nowhere and runs roughshod. That was the plan.
Well, it's a good thing you derailed it.
Yeah, I like this one better.
Well, and also, we were supposed to get to the Enclave, the Convoy Envoy envelope, like, the second or third
sooner.
episode.
Well, the whole thing was it was supposed to be the Warriors. It was you get to the Enclave, you get blamed for the Cindy, and then you it's the long journey back home. Like that was supposed to be the big thing. It was facing tribulations to get back home. Once you were back home, you would bet, once you're back on your turf, things are okay. And it just
So
we were completely the opposite of that.
We completely derailed his parody.
Yeah. Well, my homage. Yeah.
Your homage. Well, I mean,
We still
I
had a
still
little bit
very
of it.
No.
I still very much liked what we got, and
yeah.
And I thought it was fun to just do something back with the whole Thrompkins, I got your name.
I'm not at all disappointed with the way things went. Not at all. And it did end up being a better storyline.
Wait, but what's that in your background? Is that a dartboard with my face on it?
No. You can see that? I'll wear my background next time. Yeah.
I'm not taking whole blame on that one, but I did summon the guy.
It has
No, it
nothing
worked.
to do with the Babies and Broadswords campaign. It's fine.
Yeah, that's totally.
Oh, that's
personal
because of
to-
my shadows. That's because of my shadows.
Yeah, it's because of your shadow work.
No,
Table flip.
I think it was. I think the ending worked well. I'm happy with how things ended. From a
And a lot
narrative,
of times,
from a story perspective.
and that's one of the great things about more narrative heavy games is a lot of times the players more dictate the ending more than the GM sometimes.
Oh yeah.
And that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
As long as everyone's having fun.
Anybody else have any questions?
No, I think that's it.
So, everyone, thank you so much for joining us for this last rules talk of season 1 of Babies and Broadswords. Thank you, everyone who sent in questions, both real and imaginary. Thank you, people, both real and imaginary, who gave us those questions.
I don't know what you're talking about. Pinky Finkelstein is completely
is a
factual.
Sherry Shunter, real name.
Real person.
Real person. Real person, real name.
Fake name, real person.
So Even Footing Games will still be presenting games. So stick with us. The podcast will be changing formats and games, but we are still coming back like we usually do, so stick with us. But from all of us here at Even Footing Presents Babies and Broadswords, we'll see you next time, whenever next time is.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.